Happiness is an illusion. This sounds quite harsh, but let me explain why. Growing up, we have all been told that happiness is the ultimate goal in life, that whatever we do, we should be happy, we should strive to become happier, and that our ultimate goal in life is happiness. And whether that may be through relationships, whether it may be through consuming alcohol, drugs, getting loved by external sources, like such as friends or relationships, or like consuming a lot of goods. I feel like that happiness is like kind of overrated, and that there's a lot more to life than just striving to be happy, because I think happiness comes from being in the moment. Happiness comes from accepting where you are and not wanting to change anything. Happiness comes from just settling with what you have right now. I feel like most people, they get so stuck in this loop that they're trying to find happiness, that they're trying to chase happiness in external things, that they never actually get there. Like if we would just stop running in this hamster wheel that is all about, like, as I said, trying to chase happiness down and trying to like get more and stimulate your mind more and trying to get more dopamine and more like short-term satisfaction, then we could like just be happy. And I feel like that is very toxic, because as I said, there is this saying that you should be happy right now, like, because most people, they always think that they delay happiness kind of in the future, you know. Like for example, when you say, okay, I'll be happy once I graduate, and then you say, okay, I'll be happy once I make it into college, and in college you say, I'll be happy once I graduate again, and then once I have my first job, and then once I get a girlfriend, and when I make $100,000 or something like that, you know. Like if you always connect happiness to external things, you will always be stuck in this loop, this wheel on wanting to get more. And I feel like that's part of the problem. And the other thing I think is like that happiness, in my opinion, is a lot about state of mind. And that's like when you have watched my YouTube channel, you know that there's my banner says state of mind, because that's how I can describe my mind the best. Everything in life is about your state of mind. And for example, I would say I'm a happy person, which is kind of controversial now that I make this video where I say that happiness is an illusion. But first off, of course, I've said this a lot already in this video, that happiness should come from the inside, not from the outside. You should try to focus on trying to build happiness yourself and not trying to get validation from outside. If you're in the state of mind, such as I am, that you are happy, I think that for being happy, like, you don't really need a lot. That's what the message a few seconds ago was, that like if you can just build happiness yourself, you don't have to be in the best circumstances, you don't have to have the biggest car or the most friends and stuff. You kind of get to a plateau. Like happiness can't skyrocket forever. That's exactly the point I'm trying to make. There's no end to happiness, and therefore you will end up being unhappy again. So if you're always trying to get more and become happier, then you will never get there. That's what I mean. Like either you accept that there's gonna be a plateau, and from that point on you can't get any happier, or you're always trying to get more. And I feel like that is very toxic, and that is part of our society. Let's think this through, alright? Let's say you are the happiest state you can be in. Okay, you are successful, you have the perfect body, all your goals are fulfilled, you have the perfect partner, you live where you want to live, you have the perfect house, you have enough wealth, or like you have a good salary that pays for all your life expenses, and you have enough savings to not worry about the future and stuff. You get children, and like let's say then you're satisfied and you're happy. This is what I try to say. Now you have two options, like either you're satisfied with where you are and you try to keep at that state and try to always be at this plateau of happiness, because that's like your perfect life and you can't go any higher, so your plateau will always be the perfect job, perfect relationship, perfect children, perfect house, and then you get stuck there, and either you accept it, or what I feel like a lot of people try to do is that they then go on to chase even more. They want a bigger kick, they want a bigger dopamine rush, they want more serotonin, they just want to not stay at this level. And I can totally understand this, because that's how I feel sometimes. But at the end of the video I will show you what I do instead. Right, so like either you stay at this plateau, or you go on to chasing more happiness, and that might lead to that you get into an affair, or you sacrifice your family for trying to work harder, because you feel like if you're even more successful, then you will become even happier, and therefore you have to sacrifice your children, so it's like kind of it doesn't lead anywhere. And that's what I mean by happiness being an illusion. We always try to chase happiness, and once we are happy we try to get new things, we try to get new moments and new stuff into our life that will make us even happier, and therefore we can never be truly happy. So what's the solution to that? I believe that you shouldn't strive for happiness, because happiness, in my opinion, is just the event of all your life circumstances. Like if you have the perfect life setup, then you will automatically be happy, and that's why I also think that if you try to improve your life and if you try to always live a better life, and if you are satisfied with what you have, that will give you happiness. And therefore also people who might have a really shitty life on the outside, right? If like you see someone who's poor and who's living in the street, this person can be happy, because if they don't have the sense of always wanting more and of always trying to get to the next stage of happiness, they're already there. Like they don't want to get even higher. The only real solution for lasting happiness is, as I said, not to try to focus on it, but you should try to focus on inner peace. You should try to get into a state of mind where you always in this balanced state, or always peaceful, like you're always okay with everything happening around you. You know that there are things that are inside of your control, and you know that there are things that are outside of your control, and you don't try to change that. You just try to focus a lot on your inner peace, and you just try to retain that and try to protect that. And that's what I feel like has helped me a lot, because there are times where I'm not happy, okay, and that's totally okay. And as I said, like you can't be happy forever, because like if you try to get happier, you will lose happiness on the way, and that's just like this messed up perception, or like at least that's what I think. Inner peace for me is the real solution. Inner peace and harmony, that are two things that I hold very, very dear to me. These are two values that I would preach to everybody that they should chase that, because if you are in harmony with who you are, with what you have and with everything, you will come to a peaceful state. You will realize that there isn't more, and you don't have to get out and get more and chase more happiness in the future, and you disrupt the cycle of always trying to get more and always trying to get to a higher level of happiness. And therefore I feel like if you don't try, then you will become happy. When you're into philosophy, also something you have already heard, that like by not trying you will get it. And that's exactly how I think happiness should work in this concept, that if you try and focus on your inner peace, if you try to meditate, if you try to build a good relationship with yourself, if you journal, if you take down your thoughts and you try to figure out who you are and how to get into peace with the person you are, and if you try to, as I said, like just try to protect your inner peace and cut out all the bullshit that disrupts your inner peace, the happiness will come, the happiness will follow. Happiness is not the goal, happiness is the byproduct. Happiness will come when you design your life in a way that you are in peace, that you are in harmony, and that you feel like a sense of accomplishment. If you work on stuff that is important to you, like happiness will follow. And we shouldn't try to chase happiness, because it's the same if you try to chase women, try to chase money. Like if you chase something, it will always run. You should always try to get your level to a point where this is just a natural progression, where you don't even have to try because it comes. And as I said, I feel like inner peace and harmony are the two key terms when it comes to this, that you should try to focus on them, and you should try to build a good relationship with yourself. You should strive for self-love, you should strive for accomplishment. If you can just focus your effort on trying to be in peace and trying to be in harmony, then the happiness will follow. And that's really the message I wanted to get out there. I hope I could help some of you, and I hope I could make my thoughts clear. I would like to read your opinions and your thoughts in the comments, so if you have anything you want to add, or anything, if you want to share your own opinion, then please share it in the comments. I would be really, really glad to read it. And thank you so much for watching the video until this end. If you have watched until here, write pancakes in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.